Gentlemen, good morning to you, Metieful. It's been a long time. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope say you now here and Happy New Year to all of you. Happy New Year to everyone, every single one of you. I pray that this year 2023, God will grant you whatever your heart yearns for. And this year, we pray for the graces and mercies that is available to us. And not any defeat. I say. It's been quite a long time actually. I'm here video, isn't it? Sometimes Obi the kind of say Nyankopon at the sometimes God takes us and God hides us and then prepare us for better things. It is what it is. I've been pretty busy as well with regards to work. So and also another factor. Hey, 2023, then I also one can tell me. One can tell me what is happening in our political circles, what is happening in our social circle. Sorry, my glasses is dazzling a bit, but the fun is what is happening in our political circles, what is happening in our social circles, what is happening in our lives in general, what's happening across the world, across different continents. Mon can tell me, Mon can tell me. Mon can tell me. Yeah, Mon can tell me. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This year, my theme for the year is firm decisions. That's my personal theme for the year is firm decisions. So that this year, that's my personal theme, firm decisions. The firm decisions is going to be my personal theme, and I'm going to build a whole lot of things based on firm decisions. Based on firm decisions, because I think say the life that we live sometimes because we don't have what it takes or our inability to make firm decisions, it causes us a lot of trouble. Whether individuals, whether organizations, whether it's a country, firm decisions is very important and is required across all aspects of our life. Until this year, may team firm decisions. Yeah. Mehu say this song's been in and I'm Ghana. Yes, that the limba the Equitia Enjum Bakwabetum casting insinuations. DM Papa B. DM Papa B is casting insinuation with this new single, new song, which is out there. A phone I can't send phone. Hey, rade. Some Ghana for any a phone I can't send phone. That is powerful. That is some seriousness. And I've heard that Sarkodie to his release one. And also some serious words, serious this say Unyobia. I'm also Unyobia. I haven't actually listened to it, but I've heard a few lines. I see Unyobia. Oh no, say Kawano phone too. Kawano phone too. Hey, in some bank really a phone a cancer phone versus Kawano phone a two. Wow. 2023, near this starting year. This songs, fight, insinuations. Hey, Ghana. But look, in all of this, that is what made Ghana the Ghana that we have. You know, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes is worrying, and you get mixture of everything in that country. You get mixture of everything. So it is what it is. Now, video B, there are two things I want to talk about actually with regards to what is happening in our political scenes. I saw for the when we enjoy myself, mom, yes, mo shenkom, still some shenkom. You know, I'm a believer of prophecy, but I'm not a great believer of a prophecy where you need to stand in your church, pronouncing it and then causing fear and panic. It is worrying. It is really, really, really worrying. And that is the aspect that I believe the IGP and the police force are talking about. That is the aspect they're talking about. And I've seen a video of Kennedy Agyapong as well. Kennedy Agyapong, who actually stepped out to visit, the name is gone. There was a gentleman, but people know what I'm talking about anyway. That video, I've seen it, Kennedy Agyapong, who is visiting, I think the temple, the auditorium or the temple is called the Parliament Church? Yeah, either Parliament Church or Parliament Temple or Parliament Auditorium. But he's gone. He's one of the big names charismatic churches in Ghana. Unfortunately, I can't remember it on top of my head, and I can't be bothered going through phones to talk about it because he is not, the pastor and the church is not the subject matter, but is Kennedy Agyapong to me is the subject matter in that aspect. Why am I saying Kennedy is the subject matter in that aspect? Because Kennedy Agyapong is gone to the church because apparently he's seen a video of this pastor prophesying to him that he will be the next president of Ghana. Hence, he's gone there on 31st, or whether it's on the 1st or whatever date, to go and honor the church, honor the pastor, and he was given the platform or the podium to be able to express or to be able to engage with the congregation, to be able to engage with the congregation and to the church members. And after listening throughout, I found it very, very astonishing. The Kennedy Agyapong we knew, who is fireworks, he's very temperamental, very extrovert. He's gone to that church auditorium to speak nicely, politely, humbly, quoting the Bible, pulling all the right things a leader will pull or a president will pull, talking about unity, talking about hard work, talking about governance, talking about the great things that can come out if all of us work for the mother Ghana. It's very interesting. But the truth of the matter is we need to know there are people who are wolves in a sheep clothing. And I personally believe, first of all, let me put this disclaimer out. I have absolutely nothing against Kennedy Agyapong. But I do not believe Kennedy Agyapong, Kennedy Akomprekun Agyapong, possess what it takes to be a president of Ghana. Maybe he does. Maybe that's what Ghana needs, and I'll come there. But I personally don't think he has what it takes to be a president of Ghana because he's fireworks. He's a hard work. Obroni Beka said this person is a hard work. We've seen Kennedy in action. Yes, he's very outspoken. His diplomacy is not so much. It's on a low level. And somebody like Kennedy Agyapong, when given the mandate and power is given to him, you can imagine when he loses it, the decisions that he might take. At the same time, in that very auditorium, he portrays something, and I know that is that side of Kennedy Agyapong is there as well. Very extrovert, but he's very reasoning. Say, nipa mu eye ne mobo. He falls for his humans, he falls for fellow individuals. So assembly back near Kennedy Japan, we've got into a point that assembly as I said embra any nipanity. The law has to be supreme and deal with the person. I believe when the right people, hence the pastors and other elders in society, is able to get through to Kennedy Japan and sit him down and speak to him, he might veto in Mbrana, as I say, he might veto it and let the person go and say, so, oh, that Yemfanche syndrome, no, I can see in Kennedy Japan is there. That Yemfanche syndrome, no, is there in Kennedy Japan. We should note that it's dead. It's there. It's there in Kennedy Japan. And it's across Ghana. And this Yemfanche Nyame syndrome, we need to kick it out from our governance. People, why? Because we've done it over 60-something years and it hasn't worked. So we have to, this country has to be ruthless. The law has to be the supreme, very powerful. Very powerful. And when you are caught on the wrong side of the law, there shouldn't be any sympathy, because baby. So to me, he exhibited that I was sorry no more. Say unya yo boni afachero, unya afefiro, inse so beko na o dana adwen say uka say nya dia emi ade chia ade am de beka koye no, you should rather think of say ade chia ejuma thing ben na meka koye that kind of, so that soft touch of Kennedy Japan is there. We don't need the soft touch. Having said that, we don't need the extreme hardcore side of him either, you know. So I'm saying this, not Kennedy Japan is what Ghana needs, because Ghana is always, apart from Jerry John Rawlings, we've always selected our leaders, especially in this Fourth Republic of lawyer for politicians, astute politicians, people who are not streetwise and what have you. And Kennedy Japan, probably he's a cat from different part of or a cat from a different branch, I would say. Why? Because he's ruthless. He's very streetwise. And it could be this country needs somebody who can also be ruthless and be streetwise. It's a very tricky situation. It's a very, very tricky situation. But the question is, being NPP flag bearer does not even guarantee that you will be the next president anyway, because the NDC and the almighty John Dramani Mahama they are at the moment the various polls and the views from across the nation, from societies across the nation, shows that the NDC will win comfortably if the next election, which is the 2024 election, if they do their homework well and then they set all their foundations and set the party on a journey to win 2024 election, then they stand to be the favorite. So all the odds are at the moment against the NPP, but let's see. As Ghana has a very, very tricky way of voting. Ghanaians can make a lot of noise, but on the polling day, they can change their mind. It's happened before. Another video being so amehu. I think this will be my last on our political across our political friend saying what is happening in our political scenes. I saw a picture of McMill. McMill visit to the Jubilee House to go and see the president. McMill, he did the DNA test and believed that he's 18% Ghanaian. Flew to Ghana during the festive period, motor riding in the street of, on the street of Accra in Ghana, and then enjoying himself, which is great. And I believe he might have been down there with a few of his friends from United States. And we welcome everybody who think, look, they can come to Ghana and be part of our society, and then help develop the country. I believe not just myself, but Ghanaians will welcome such news. The heart of our presidency will welcome such news, especially to do with this very administration. Your friend is saying the return. What was it called again? The return, something return. Oh gosh, the name is even gone. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. Asking Black Americans to come back home to the motherland and then help develop and build the motherland. These are good things, but we need to note also that as they coming back, what we call it or what we are naming it home for them, which is our place of birth. That was where we were born and brought up. So we are the indigenous. Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. These Black Americans are also, although they some of them will come with their money, some of them will also come and take advantage of the vulnerable ones, advantage of the system, and some of them too are coming with their bad habits. Because don't forget, these people are not angels. I'm not saying we the indigenous Ghanaians are angels, but a lot of African Americans or African Europeans, they are also not angels. They have a lot of their bad side to do with namely crime, violent, gang, in terms of gang violence and what have you. In terms of scammers, and we have all sorts as well. I'm not having said that they are great, well-developed, good people among them as well, and it's difficult for us to sieve, and we can't also choose and pick in this matter anyway. So we can't say we are sieving them to only ask the great ones, the good ones, the fine brain ones to come to Africa. Meanwhile, the chaff, the one that we don't want to stay in America, you just, or to stay in the various countries where they are. You can't do that. When you are welcoming all. And when we are welcoming all, then we have to set up the foundation and prepare. The way he said, we will be able to also have foundations or institutions that is going to deal with the challenges that this Ghana is going to face, because they will come with their own challenges. They will come with their own troubles, and we should be ready for that as well. We should be very ready for that. And the picture I saw, I wasn't pleased with it. I was not pleased with it. McMill wearing shorts to visit the president. He broke all protocols. He got there. He wore shorts. His friends are in distressed jeans, okay, in distressed denims, cut across. And the worst part was one of his friends the group that went with him had his hand across around the neck of the president. Wow. In official visit. Odenensa Ato, President Kumu, in official visit. speechless, gutted, dumbfounded. Hey, the worst of them all was seeing McMill standing on the or behind the presidential podium. There was one that he was standing just by where our coat of arms is at the top, that he's lifted his hands and stretch his hands like, and for me, even that, I'm okay with it. I'm all right with that because he wasn't touching it. He was just pointing at it. The dress code was wrong. But to actually see him standing behind the presidential podium, it's not done anywhere. It's not done anywhere. You see the presidential podium, which they normally bring out at number 10 Downing Street when Prime Minister have to come out in an emergency to address the nation and the press, and then they will bring it out. Nobody stands behind that. And as soon as the address is finished, it's taken back in. Seeing McMill standing behind presidential podium, we can't do that anywhere in the world. We can't. We will not even be allowed near it. We presented Ghana on a silver platter to anybody who comes out with a little bit, I have this talent, so I've got a little bit of money. We fall. We fall for it. It's one thing being happy to visit Ghana, knowing that you are 18% genetically Ghanaian. Hence, you believe strongly that Ghana is your home. You are welcome. And there is another thing, breaking all the protocols, breaking all the... I've never seen any Ghanaian visiting a president or even anybody visiting a president anywhere in the world in shows. Maybe I stand to be corrected. Maybe I stand to be corrected. Maybe it's happened in shows. But normally, you would dress formally. Formally. There should be a bit of sanity and a bit of respect when it comes to the heart of our governance, the heart of our government. It's a shocker. To me, it's a shocker. It's a shocker for the people in Jubilee House, the people in charge of protocol, the people around the president, the people who were there when all these pictures were taken. But you know why it doesn't surprise me? It doesn't surprise me so much. Yetiha and Sewa Broni managed to take pictures in the presidential jet, in a presidential suite, in a place that the president was actually spent his weekend, whilst the president was under the quilt. She was taking pictures. So it doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me at all. We were here when the presidential jet stood on a tarmac for God knows how many minutes, possibly into an hour, to wait for Sewa Broni. So it doesn't surprise me. But my question to you, The protocol team in Jubilee House is very simple. I'm an indigenous Ghanaian. I'm not 18%, I'm 100%. The next time I'm in Ghana, I'm going to book to visit the president. And I need my arms around the president as well to take a photo. And I want to stand behind the presidential podium to also take a picture. And they should not object to that, because McMill is not more than me. If he's been given the access to do that, I should also be given the access to do that. And every Ghanaian should also be given the access to do that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But I know, I've seen it. People are referring to Samini's video. I've seen Samini's video where Samini is so president in Sa Aman in Saso. You're pushing in Sa Ifiho. I've seen a video Nanadu Winnie, or you visit to one of the villages. A man approaches car just to hail him and then shake his hand. The security personnel pushing it with him. I've seen all that. So Ghanaians can be treated that way. But somebody comes and say, I'm 18% Ghanaian overnight. Overnight. You guys don't know this guy from Adam. Overnight. He had the opportunity to stand behind the presidential podium. Who the hell is he? Hey, we cannot rule this country this way. We've sold everything. Everything that this country is proud of. It's been put on a silver platter to the world. Very cheap. We've sold our dignity, our pride, very, very, very cheap as well. What is left in the It doesn't matter. Say, Yenisika, we are not a developed country. But let's be proud of what we have and ensure what we have is respected and is protected. This year, I'm going to do a lot more video targeting our society here in the West. So we'll be at beginning of the year, January up to somewhere February. I'm looking at doing videos on life insurance, on critical illness cover, on mortgages, even on sports for children, how to keep children active, the benefit of children being active, education for our children here. And then we'll be looking at how to build our children credit before they even finish university. And then as soon as they come out from university into the job market, they credit wealthy. And because the system is, in the West, the system is a credit system. It doesn't matter the amount of money you have to be credit wealthy. And why? Because our society and our kind seems to lose focus of these. And this is the main reason why a lot of Black children, and I say a lot of Black children from the Ghanaian descent or African descent, in progressing, even whether they step into entrepreneurship or what have you, they are not able to bust the same bake, because sometimes certain foundations we need to set for them as a parent, we are not able to do so. So this year I'll be focusing a lot on these, doing these things and then talking about these things and discussing some of these things and then giving out nuggets and information on how we could go about some of these things. Obi beka say we nyina asem nim deda. Unim deda, utie bi ka ho a enye bone. Me ba cho. Utie bi ka ho a enye bone. Na unim deda enso a ebia na the video is not for you. But enyo obi nim. Somebody to ebefa abawom na ode to anamo abod nebra and as abone baby. So that is the target. That will be the target. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you. Have a good day.